the mix. Her PB is 4:36. But other than that, we've got 6 very high quality 1500 metre runners here performing in front of an absolutely packed crowd. And listen to this reception. The Olympic silver medalist and World Championship bronze medalist is hugely popular in Great Britain. Such a modest, mild-mannered, very talented woman. Laura Muir will look to go well. Mkwabang Sibela, she's only 18. She's got that PB of 4:36. Here, more for the experience. Well, Melissa Courtney-Bryant isn't here for experience. She wants a medal. Maybe she can improve on her Commonwealth bronze from the Gold Coast. Second in the British national champs. She should make smooth passage through to the final. Abby Caldwell, second in the Oceanian Championships. 4:04, that PB came in California earlier this year. Kiara Megan, World Junior Silver, 12 years ago. She made the semis in Rio, but was knocked out in the heats last year in Tokyo. Very experienced Northern Irish woman. Then to the second of our Australians, Lyndon Hall. She won the Stockholm Diamond League. Oh, she was looking there. Perhaps she was expecting another athlete to be standing beside her. But she is supposed to be there. Yeah, won Stockholm, just off the podium on the Gold Coast. She's much better than she was 4 years ago. And Edna Jevitok, a former World Youth bronze medalist, 5th in the World Juniors. Semis in Tokyo, but was knocked out in the heats in Eugene and was really, really disappointed with that. So look for the Kenyan to try and bounce back. 7 in this one, 5 of them, as you can see, coming back for the final, plus 2 non-automatic qualifiers from the 2 semi-finals. Well, qualification here, Tim Hutchings, should, for the quality athletes here, be relatively straightforward. Sibela of Lesotho has got by far the slowest time, so I wonder whether this will be quite a cagey affair.
Well, yes, qualification should be straightforward, Rob. I mean, 7 in this heat, 8 in the next. That many people are remarking this could have been a straight final, and it is disappointing that the Commonwealth couldn't produce bigger numbers. It really is. This has been a constant theme throughout much of the week. But yes, for athletes of the calibre of Laura Muir, and in particular Lyndon Hall, the only other athlete here, the Australian, who's broken 4 minutes as a personal best, this should be straightforward. I thought Lyndon Hall might take it out. At the moment, she's right at the back in that Australian kit. Of course, Melissa Courtney-Bryant coming back from a massive injury problem. She missed all of last year with a very severe foot injury, but she has battled her way back to being in very good form. 4:04 so far this year. And as you said, bronze medalist 4 years back on the Gold Coast. There she is in that red top of Wales and black shorts. And I'd expect Mel Courtney to qualify here fairly comfortably. But at the moment, that is slow. 72.82 for the first 400.
Yes, I mean, if they carried on at that sort of pace, you'd be looking at about maybe a 4:20-ish. So that's why Sibela of Lesotho, the 18-year-old, is able to live with this pace. She didn't make it through the heats of the 800 metres. Laura Muir not interested in getting involved with any pace-making duties. She's tucked in on the inside, and I thought she looked pin sharp in the 800, you know. She's run a 1:57 in a mixed 800 in Britain, and she was second in one of the Diamond League 800s with a 1:58. So Laura's flat speed and her endurance is looking really good at the moment. The Scot, though, boxed in just behind Megan of Northern Ireland, who now has Hall up on her shoulder for company.
Kieran McGeehan of Northern Ireland there at the front. Of course, you will be more familiar seeing her in Irish colours. There is this anomaly whereby athletes who race for Ireland in major global championships like the Olympics and World Championships, some of them can also run for Northern Ireland if they have Northern Irish roots, and that's who she's representing here. But she is a very strong athlete, is McGeehan, coached by Steve Vernon, based in Manchester for much of the year. 10th in the World Championships back in 2019. Her lifetime best is a few fractions of a second outside 4 minutes. She's not going to break 4 minutes here because this is desperately slow, but she is a fierce racer on her day and a sub-2-minute 800-metre runner.
Yeah, and I think she was the first Irish woman to go sub-2 for the 8. So she's on the shoulder here of the Australian. And in fact, she had to give Hall a little nudge in the back. They were getting so boxed and tight and now they begin to spread out. They had a 72-second lap, then a 71-second lap. We're looking at 6, and they only need to lose one of these athletes. Hall leads with McGeehan on her shoulder. Laura Muir is at the back of this group at the moment, so she'll need to start paying some attention just to make sure she finishes in the top 5.
Well, I think Laura Muir here is just wanting to test herself over the last 300. There she is, right at the back in the blue of Scotland. Strange tactics from Muir. I hope everything's okay. That lap a 63 after, as you said, Rob, a 72 and a 71, then a 63. So it has livened up. But Muir right at the back. She certainly needs to get in the top 5 because this has been very slow, and if the first and second heat is even remotely sensible pace, then the fast non-automatic qualifiers will come from that one.
Let's pay close attention then round this last 125. McGeehan leading, Caldwell coming through into second place. Muir's now on the outside. Whoever finishes 6th here is almost certain to not make it because this has been so slow. McGeehan, Caldwell, yeah, and it looks as though Laura Muir's in a roundabout 4th. Lyndon Hall's okay, and it's going to be Melissa Courtney-Bryant out of that 6 who may well miss out, and she's giving herself a little talking to and shaking her head. Huge disappointment there for the Welshwoman. The crowd are going wild, by the way, because Sabela of Lesotho is now just coming up towards the line, so they're making sure they cheer everyone. This crowd is really playing their parts in creating a wonderful backdrop to these 22nd Commonwealth Games. The athlete from Lesotho gets a huge reception as she comes across the line. Well, I guess the story there, Tim, we were beginning to get a little bit concerned from Laura Muir's aspirations, but she was just biding her time. The disappointment is with the bronze medalist from the Gold Coast, Melissa Courtney-Bryant, who may well surely miss out because it was just so slow.
Yes, I got Laura Muir's final lap at 61.5. She never really changed gears up to the top couple of gears she's got. She just did enough to get into the top 5. I'm quite shocked that Mel Courtney-Bryant didn't make it through. At least she hasn't automatically. We'll have to see how the second heat goes. She obviously looks a little bit shocked. She is more of a 5,000 metre runner than she's a 1,500 metre runner, even though her lifetime best is 4:01. She's very strong, and I think she got her tactics wrong here. Unless she is struggling perhaps with injury problems or illness, she should have been nearer the front as they went through the bell and in a position where they had to come past her. She is not renowned for a massively fast kick there in that red Welsh vest. And as Muir came past her here, she just didn't have the gears. And I don't think it was lightning quick through the last 150. So very frustrating because that winning time, 4:13, is very, very slow.
Good work by the two Australians. What a conveyor belt the Australians are putting together, Tim. When you bring into the equation the likes of Georgie Griffiths as well, and we've got Jessica Hull of Australia going in the second of the semi-finals, they've really got a great group of female middle distance runners, and they've brought all their big guns here to Birmingham to try and get in the shake-up for the medals come the final. McGeehan just having a little look at the clock as she comes across the line. Laura Muir left of picture, very, very cool. The disappointment, as we mentioned, Melissa Courtney-Bryant, surely at 4:14, that will not be quick enough to go through as a non-automatic qualifier. McGeehan, Caldwell, Jebby.